My name is Jim, and I am going to show something that I do for my composting, for my organic gardening. So I make my own fertilizer. So what I got here is a bucket. It's and no, I don't have no list in there. I put that in different recycling. So that's my bucket. Now these are just cat litter boxes, and I got some banana peelings in there. So what I'll do is I will take all my clippings, so when I go home and do my garden stuff and all my other stuff, processing things down, I put that in there. And then as it starts to fill, I put water in there, and I have a little stir stick that periodically, an old pool stick, right? But it works really good. And periodically I stir that up and keep the microbes digesting all that stuff. And so when that gets full, or thereabouts, I take it outside and I do another process. So so that one you just saw, that's going to be filling over time, and then I got this with these here. Now these here are all full, and I'll be taking these and running them through this filter screen that I've constructed. And then what I do is I'll take the liquid and I'll use that for fertilizer. Now what I like to do is I like to give it a couple of weeks of the liquid to fully get done, so it's done fermenting, because there's a lot of fermenting that's going on. I don't want a bunch of drunk plants running around. I don't know, I can't help myself. And so I wait until it's done fermenting, and then wait until some of the alcohol has leached out, evaporated out. I stir it periodically, and then I start using it as homegrown fertilizer. And I'll take the byproduct, the firm pieces, and I got what's called a vermiculture bin where I have wiggler worms, and I'll dump that in there, and they will get drunk off get drunk off the fermented fruit and vegetables. Yeah, they get pretty excited when I feed them. Yeah, and so and this is how so I feed now that I'm getting radishes. So when I'm getting a produce from something and it's in the ground, I stop fertilizing. Like my radishes, I stop fertilizing these radishes here because I'm eating them now. I don't want to pick up some sort of microbe from the digestive process. So, but if it's like kale or something, I just feed it around the roots. I don't, that's fine. But kale and all those other kinds of things. But radishes, because they're in the ground, and that's part of what I eat. I don't fertilize stuff that I'm eating for at least 2 weeks before I eat it. And there you go. Kind of a neat process I thought I'd share. And so I'm going to go ahead and show how I filter this out, and put it on pause here for a sec. Okay. So what I do is I just kind of leave the lid on, just kind of crack it a little bit, and let it kind of leach out, natural like. And it does smell. It smells like rotting nature. Right? Nature that's rotty. And and that's kind of it. So there you go. Then I'll do that with this next bucket. And that's it. I typically do is leave it cracked, and then just kind of let it sit. I'll let it sit there for, I don't know, maybe an hour, until it's fully done draining as much as possible. Because when I take that, well, there's still a lot of alcohol fermenting process thing going on, and I dump that into my worm bin, they do these weird dances. Like, no! They're jumping up in the air when that alcohol and highly acidic stuff hits their body. They freak out. Like, oh no, I'm gonna get drunk again against my will. And so, and that's how I do my it's just one of the processes of my organic gardening process. And so I do lots of other things. I'll take leaves. I have a shredder. I'll shred like twigs and branches and little branches, and I'll put all that stuff together and start piling that. And that's how I fertilize. I don't ever buy any fertilizers. I make my own, and I also use a urea process. So I'll capture some urea and put it in these big buckets, and I'll let it ferment for up to 2 years in the big 50-gallon drums. And then all I need is a couple tablespoons per gallon. So what I do is I'll take the urea, some water, and some weeds and stuff, and I'll put it in that 50-gallon drum, and it'll basically ferment over the years, over the next couple of years, and it'll become a rich microbe kind of fertilizer. Lots of ammonia and nitrates, nitrogen, and all that stuff. And that's what I feed my plants. And I never feed my plants, like I was saying earlier, if they're coming from the soil. I don't consume anything that's coming from the soil, like yams or anything else that's grown under the soil. I stop fertilizing 2 weeks before I pick them, just to eliminate any harmful microbes. And there's still liquid in there. Anyway, so that's my composting process and my fertilizing making process. And if I wanted to add some ammonia, just put a little urea in that, fresh urea. Yeah. We do it in the woods. And I just capture it instead. So just go right into the bucket, like the toilet. Treat it like a toilet. And it's really good. I mean, if someone's on medications, because I'm on 0 medications, I don't take anything, don't need anything. Right? So everything that comes out of me, so this stuff comes from my plants. All the minerals and vitamins and everything, my body takes what it wants, and then it excretes the rest in the urea. And then I'll take some of that now and then and mix that into my homemade fertilizer. And so I've put it on. I've had two sections of plants, same plants, and so I did an experiment, and so I'm gonna put. I just want to see, right? So I put some of my stuff over the next month on one side, and then on the other side, and the difference was quite dramatic. Yeah, they like the fertilizer, homemade fertilizer, even a little urea. It's got a lot of minerals, vitamins, calcium, magnesium, potassium. That's what plants need too. Plants need what we need when it comes to certain elements, right? And there you go. All right. Please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. And I'll think of something else. I'll make a podcast. Because I do all kinds of things like this. I usually don't make a video of my routines that I have. But now and then, I'll throw something I've never thrown in before. You know what? I've done that so many times, hundreds of times. I think I'll make a podcast of that this time. And that's what I'm doing, because this is something I was getting ready to do anyway. I just thought I'd grab the camera. All right. Please subscribe. Good day.